more tariff fear spooking the markets. Or you know what? Nobody even cares anymore. Donald, you've had so many tariff backs and forths. Doesn't even matter anymore. Just send it all higher, guys. We're so back. Who cares about tariffs? Stocks are pumping. Crypto's got to pump soon enough, right? I've got some interesting insights on Bitcoin, Solana, Bonk, and other stuff for you guys. We got a lot of juicy things. We better get straight into this, okay? So first and foremost, President Trump announced the United States tariff letters and or deals will be delivered starting today. It appears new tariff notices and deals are both coming. So we should have some new deals. Hopefully, and Don, you better have some deals for us, man. Come on. Come on, dude. It's funny, though, the tariff letters being sent out, essentially being like, please, sir, did you see my last email, sir? Just following up again, sir. Sir, did you see my last email about the tariffs, sir? Now, what's funny, of course, is now we have this. Besant saying, Treasury Secretary, if no deal reached by August 1st, trading partners will revert to April 2nd tariff levels. So now the July 9th deadline has essentially become an August 1st deadline. Just keep moving the goalposts, man. Just keep moving the goalposts. Hilarious. Anyway, to what extent the markets really care about any of this stuff? I mean, look, if we get a bunch of, I don't know, crazy going on, I guess then we'll see. But realistically, the two biggest economies that really matter here are the EU and China. So that's a very big part of the conversation. And those deals seem like they're going to be going through in some form or another. Other economies, we're going to see what kind of deals end up getting made. Obviously, like Vietnam's made a deal. So that's very important. I think India will make a deal. Others like Canada and Mexico, those are still more up in the air. We'll see how those play out. But obviously, the push for deals is coming, and Scott Bessent's got a lot of work to do still. So I think the market is pricing in that tariffs are not going to be that big of a deal currently. Let's see how it ends up, though. Ecoin metrics. Bitcoin's volatility contracts for a potential breakout. Now, this is just the we are so back moment, isn't it? Look, what Ecoin metrics says here is Bitcoin's getting close to a breakout, a new all-time high, and its volatility is at a 2-year low. Do you understand how crazy that is? How effing nuts it is that we are on the verge of a new all-time high? The market is just, the timeline's quiet. A few people are making money on a few meme coins, which we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, but overall, markets are pretty just sad, unless you're holding Bitcoin or investing in Bitcoin or Ethereum treasury companies. Holy cow, Ethereum treasury companies, man. That one Tom Lee announced last week went up like 3,000% in 3 days of trading. Stocks are the new altcoins, apparently. Anyway, Ecoin metrics continues. More than that, last week's volatility ranked in the bottom 10% of the range over the last 10 years. It's hard to complain about Bitcoin being too volatile in those kind of conditions. This is the kind of volatility that comes before a major breakout to the upside, or lack of volatility, we should say. Because if you really look at the Bitcoin chart, what has really been happening? Dick all. That's what. We've had very low volatility for weeks on end. And realistically, guys, we've had very low volatility ever since November. Oh, you might say, but Lark, we went down to 74K. Man, that ain't volatile for Bitcoin. It's like a 20% drop, 25% drop. That ain't nothing, man. That ain't nothing. That ain't no big deal. Look, check this out. Here's some interesting perspective for you. From the current price of Bitcoin, we are 3.6% away from a new all-time high. And from the current price of Bitcoin, we are 11% away from getting to $120,000. Currently, the price of Bitcoin, okay, we're still, by the way, in a MACD uptrend, as you can see right there. Currently, the price of Bitcoin is sitting right on this top trend line right here, okay? We've been hanging right around that trend line past few days. Let's see if we can actually cement some volume above it. Volume has died off over the weekend, as can be expected for weekends. Let's see if Wall Street wakes up today, chooses violence, and starts pumping the coins, okay? What we want to see here is a nice confirmed breakout above this line. And so far, we've had weak attempts to break out beyond this trend line right here, okay? So let's keep our eyes on that. Any retracements back to the 20 and 50-day EMAs are probably buying opportunities, to be honest, okay? So just FYI. Guys, if you're trading crypto coins, I know you're trading the crypto coins. Are you hiding crypto coins under these floorboards here? Guys, look, if you want to trade crypto coins, BitUnix is the hot spot to be doing it at. I'm doing most of my futures trading over on BitUnix these days. Here's the deal. No KYC. trade anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you are. You can use BitUnix. You can trade on BitUnix and enjoy long in the rips, short in the dips, having a good time. You know? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, dog coins, penguin coins. They got what you want to trade, guys. And here's the deal. When you use that link right down below, right here, just down below me here, okay, in the description, when you use that link to start your account, guess what? You can get up to $400 in deposit bonuses. You deposit $1,000, you can get $200 back. You deposit $2,000, you can get $400. Boom, cash money back in your account. That's crazy. Plus, the more you trade, the more trading bonuses you can get, up to $9,000. That's insanity, man. These are crazy deals. Limited time offer. Link down below in the description. Go check it out. So, continuing. Crypto Rush sharing this. Kind of wild seeing Ethereum getting shorted this much. Meanwhile, Bitmine, SharpLink are stacking one of the biggest ETH treasuries out there. What's the market missing here? That's in response to Marty Party saying CME speculators are taking one of the largest short positions in Ethereum since January 2025. I say we liquidate those MFers. Personally, let's all just go buy ETH. Actually, I've already got my ETH bags packed. I'm not buying anymore. But, you know, other people could buy ETH and pump my bags for me. That'd be fantastic. Guys, Bitmine, SharpLink, let's go. By the way, I own SharpLink stocks. I think that's an interesting bet backed by Joe Lubin, the Loobster. Joey Luby. Okay, anyway, Joe. Bitmine also very interesting, though. Went up 3,000%. I would not personally, not telling you guys to do with your money, I would not personally be running into Bitmine at this particular second. However, if a nice big fat pullback were to come on it, I could see opening up a position on a second Ethereum treasury company. I feel like it's a much less crowded trade when you have Tom Lee behind Bitmine and you have Joe Lubin behind SharpLink. It's interesting. I'm just going to put that. That's interesting. Anyway, Ethereum chart looking like this, still stuck between basically our support and our resistance. Support down here at $2,400, resistance at $2,700. Not much to report, to be honest. We're still just stuck in the range here for ETH. It's a slow-moving beast. Man, when we break out at $2,700, it's going to reprice real fast, man. I'm telling you, this is a wild consolidation range, and the resolution of that range, which I believe will be to the upside, is going to be pretty dramatic when it comes. So just until then, sticking to my guns, sticking in my long here, and hope it's going to work out pretty gosh darn good. We'll see what happens. Big news for virtuals. So this remains probably the most interesting AI platform in crypto right now, especially if you're into AI agents. So they just dropped something called ACP. AI on base here, sharing the updates here for us. Agents can now pay each other, like actually send money for work. Butler agent just paid 0.6 virtual to AI XBT for some alpha research. Okay, it's not some flashy AI collab. The infrastructure lets agents actually transact with each other. So agent registry systems, on-chain payment rails between agents, performance tracking and rating systems for agent-agent work, and game treasury getting 1% of every transaction. That's pretty interesting stuff, man. I mean, look, the virtuals ecosystem is already super interesting, man. Super interesting. I unstaked my virtuals because I just don't have time to be not in the studio, right? I don't have time right now to be logging in every day and claiming my virgin points and all that BS, but I think it's really interesting what's going on right now. The virtuals ecosystem, probably one of the coolest, most interesting places in crypto, certainly the AI scene in crypto right now. Anyway, that being said, the chart not looking super fantastically awesome at the moment, is it? No. So look, right now, virtuals had this beautiful run up when everybody was making 50 to 100x every time they got into a new pre-sale Genesis launch. That's cooled off a little bit. People are still making money, but the game's changed a little bit. There's been a lot of reiterations of the Virgin Point system and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, price right now is trading under all key EMAs, which is not super fantastic. So if you're looking to go long on virtuals, I mean, as a trade, look for it to get back above the 20 and 200-day EMAs, 50-day EMA. I mean, it's all right and within this price range here. It's got a very sharp region between $1.58 and basically $1.65 where all the EMAs converge. So you get over $1.65, probably gets pretty interesting here for virtuals pretty quickly. Currently trading under that. So I guess if you're a long-term value investor or you want to, be staking a bunch of virtuals to earn points and all that stuff, well, I guess it's in a value zone currently, but I'd like to see a little bit of strength here before chasing after a position for a trade, right? Solana Sensei. Today's a huge day for Solana. Radium and Bonk did it again. Never fades Solana OGs. OGs stick together. Bonk is the big story right now everyone's talking about, which we're going to talk about in just a second here. Solana chart currently broke out of our ascending channel there. Currently still, though, holding above the 20 and 50-day EMAs, but just barely above the 50. Let's see how it goes here for the next few days. Obviously, we really want to get the price back up over $160. That's over the 200-day EMA. I can't believe it's still trading under the 200-day EMA after all this damn time, man. It's absolutely nuts. Anyway, gosh darn it, Solana. ETFs are, does everyone realize that ETFs are coming to Solana? Am I the only one? Apparently so. Anyway, once we get the ETF news, I think Solana reprices pretty violently, pretty quickly. And I know we already have the Rex Osprey ETF, but it's not exactly a straight spot ETF as it holds other ETFs in the package. It's a weird thing. It's not exactly what the 9 that are sitting in front of the SEC right now from Franklin Templeton and Invesco and stuff like this, and Fidelity. These are much bigger deals in terms of getting listings for the stuff, right? Our Pengu trade that I shared on Friday has not activated. The breakout has not come beyond 0.017 cents, nor have we got an adequate retracement back down to the 0.0125 level yet, which I think would be an area of interest. That might be moving up a little bit, though, with the days moving on here. So perhaps I need to update that to 0.0135. But I've actually got my limit order, trigger order set here for a potential breakout beyond resistance here. We'll see how it plays out over the next few days, though. But that trade has not triggered yet. Still stuck in the no man land here of not a trade. The big story everyone's talking about right now, you've probably heard about it, is Bonk. Bonk is back, baby. And Bonk is reigniting the trenches, leading all meme coins in mindshare over the past week. Bonk had 18% mindshare. Pudgy Penguins. Penguin coin. We like the penguin coin. At number 2, Fart coin. The hot air still rises, my friends. 7.35%. Jupiter, useless. You can see actually a few of the Bonk fun. So Bonk, in case you guys don't know, it's a meme coin. It's got a picture of a dog with a club. It launched a launch pad for meme coins to compete with Pump.Fun, which of course Pump.Fun's not fun at all. It's just a slaughterhouse where the Pump.Fun devs have made $750 million, I think, and they're about to raise another $1 billion for an ICO. Shit. Just an infinite money printer for these guys. Anyway, people are sick of getting screwed over in Pump.Fun, so they're going to go over to Bonk.Fun and probably get screwed over there too, but at least it's something new. And what's interesting is that right now, the Bonk token can be bought on most exchanges, and they're burning Bonk tokens. The more trading volume, the more tokens get burnt. It's very interesting. And you can see here on this mindshare chart that we actually have multiple Bonk.Fun ecosystem coins. Useless coin went from, it's up to $300 million. Absolutely massive run. Hasiko Cat coin, big run as well. Ikun coin, all these things have had big runs recently. So very much a new ecosystem being bred into existence here, and that's very exciting. People are getting very excited about it, making a lot of money on it. Stock chain here. Look what smart money's been buying in the last 24 hours. Bonk, SPX 6900, Jaito, Hosiko Cat, Render, Useless, and Dog with Hat. Very interesting. A lot of money, of course. You can see into Bonk. SPX 6900 remains a very popular meme coin amongst the meme coin friends out there, okay? Pump.Fun hits a new all-time low of market share percentage, is 36%, while Bonk.Fun surges to 54%. Right now, Bonk.Fun is controlling 54% of the meme coin launches. That's crazy, man. The price right now on an absolute surge. Now, we shared this in the newsletter 50% ago. Did I buy it when I said, guys, we should feature this in the newsletter? No, I did not. By the way, if you're not signed up to our newsletter, link down below. We're sharing trade setups and DGEM plays and stuff like this all the time. Should have bought my own damn device. Gosh darn it. Busy week last week. Didn't get around to it. Anyway, now the question becomes, look at this rally. It's had an absolute massive killer rally here for Bonk. The question is, do you ape in right now? For me personally, no. It's not an ape in right now at this particular second. Here's the reason why. It's stuck in no man's land, okay? This is between, of course, this key area of price resistance right here, which is just a little bit higher. There's 4 zeros on here, so we're just going to take the 4 zeros out and say 2.5, okay? So the key resistance is at the 2.5 level up here, all right? I think you break that resistance, price goes real high real fast. The problem is right now, if you're going long here, it's a very small long, okay? You're going to go from here to up into resistance, which is like 10% away. I mean, it's not the worst long in the world, right? But the risk reward's growing very heavily here in the wrong direction. The risk is growing while the reward is diminishing until you break out beyond that resistance. So maybe it just cuts right through this resistance like a hot knife through butter, man. Maybe. But it would be a likely rejection point, okay? If it's going to happen. So if we get rejected here, or we go rally a little bit higher up to here, we could easily come back down to hit, once again, the 200-day EMA purple line on the chart here. Now, it's no guarantee. That's a decent drop, 20%. Can easily happen, of course. You know, maybe Pump Fund announces their TGE event and their fundraising, and everyone goes, well, now it's going to be Pump Fund. And so people start dumping their Bonk coins to buy Pump Fund or whatever it might be. So for me, these are the two levels I'd watch: a retest of the 200-day EMA or an actual breakout beyond this resistance here. And this isn't just like recent resistance either. This is a pretty major area of price resistance. Resistance here, support here, resistance here, resistance here. You can see back here as well, a very critical price area for Bonk. So, okay, like the Bonk dog. Bonk dog's good. Bonk dog making money for people. But you got to watch these two levels, in my opinion. Okay, guys, that is it for today. My voice made it. Fantastic. I'll see you back in the next one. Peace.